Good morning. Okay, good. I really want this to be interactive as much as possible because it makes it much more fun for everyone to learn from each other and share ideas. So first of all, I'm really excited to be here and a little bit nervous because I've never presented to as many people as all of you. So that is my coexisting truth. Y'all know about coexisting truths? I'm totally excited and I'm totally nervous all at the same time. So this is one of the core tenets of compassionate management, which I'm going to be talking about today. So think about some of your coexisting truths right now. Like maybe you really wanted an egg and they only had bagels or something like that, and you're really happy they had bagels with that yummy cream cheese. So it's all good. Coexisting truths. So we're going to talk today about how to manage a creative team. First, I want to give you a little quick down and dirty on me. I have a BFA from School of Visual Arts in Manhattan, and that was about 1,000 years ago before computers. So I did mechanicals. Anyone remember mechanicals? Rubylith, stat camera. I was awesome on the stat camera. And so by the time I started designing, right like a year after I got out of school, computers started to happen for real. And so I had to learn it on my own, which was pretty terrifying. And I had no one to teach me, and so I fell on my face quite a few times, but I did it. I was an okay designer. I was not outstanding. And as a true creative, I'm a perfectionist. So it was pretty frustrating. So after 8.5-ish years of designing, being an art director and designing, the owner of the company where I was at the time, J. Crew, as a graphic designer, he saw something in me that I didn't see in myself, and he asked me to manage the creatives. So I thought, what the hey, I'm not really happy doing what I'm doing. I'm just going to jump off this cliff and go for it. And again, terrifying, coexisting truth, totally excited to try something new and completely terrified that I'm going to fall on my face. So I did it. That opportunity took me from the valley up to the top of the mountain, and I suddenly realized why we were always late. Because it was a domino effect of getting the information from the team before us and the team before and the team before, and it was just a domino effect, so I started streamlining and making things more efficient, and lo and behold, I fell in love with Excel, which was a shock, and as you can, yes, it usually gets a good giggle, because it's true, like really, a creative in Excel? I am the very epitome of coexisting truth. I am fully a creative spirit, artist, singer, designer, and absolutely love business. I really love crunching numbers, even as I'm horrible at math. I love Excel for that reason. And so the two, to me, are what make the greatest job for me is to marry the two. So that's why I ended up going into creative operations for 20-something years. I've had this really wild thing happen recently where I just accepted a position and am now currently the chief operating officer of an incredible nonprofit called Dress for Success Worldwide. It has pretty much nothing to do with creative, as I have done for the past 27 years of my career, and coexisting truth. It totally feeds into all of the things that I love, business and creativity and empowering people and helping the world. So it's a pretty wild ride I'm on. I'm on my 5th career, and I'm only 47. So you go, everybody. Just keep reinventing yourself over and over and over. And so that's pretty much where I'm going to go from here. I want to explain where compassionate management came from. I gave it that name. After all these years of managing and falling on my face repeatedly and having one horrible boss after another. Anyone ever have a horrible boss? Wow, wait. There was like one person who didn't raise their hand. And so I kept learning, like, okay, never want to do that, never want to do that. Wow, that felt pretty crappy. Okay. And oh my God, that was awesome. Let me write that one down and do that. And so through all those years of being treated poorly and every now and again being treated what I consider right, and then doing the management myself and being set up for failure many times, falling on my face and getting up and realizing how much I loved it, I also realized that no one cares about my career more than me, nor should they. It's my responsibility to figure out what I want for my career. It's my responsibility to figure out if I want to be promoted, if I want to take on that other project, if I want to do that thing. So all of this, compassionate management, is a culmination of all these 27 years of experience into one, because I very strongly believe that compassion is missing from the work world. And who better to bring compassion to the work world than us, you know, creative folk? We're all kind of woo-woo anyway, so we might as well embrace it and bring the heart into the workplace. You know what I'm saying? All right. So let's dive in. All right. Coexisting truths of the creative person. So this is a foundation for, I'm going to say foundation a lot, so you can just, go with that, please. The coexisting truths of the creative person. Have y'all ever been called sensitive? Yeah, so that was sort of the soundtrack of my childhood. You're so sensitive. Yes, I am. And so what I ask us to do in this room is identify all of these stereotypes of our creative teams. Wait, let me just see a show of hands. How many people are managing creative teams? Okay, awesome. Right audience for the right presentation, okay. So, when you're feeling totally frustrated with your creative person and like, oh, she's so sensitive, also recognize the other piece of that truth. The other piece, which is, she's more enabled to understand the customer experience because of her sensitivity. It can be really annoying to have to manage someone who's very, very extremely sensitive, but she's not too sensitive. She's just the right amount of sensitive because she also gets what the customer could be experiencing. So it's a pro. Intense. How about that one? Anyone ever hear lighten up? Okay, that was the total soundtrack of my life. And I'm never going to lighten up. I'm an intense and serious person, and most of the designers I've worked with and managed are intense and serious people. It's a real gift that they bring to the party because it feeds their passion for their work. If they're shallow and light and whatever, they're going to do whatever work. So their intensity is actually a bonus.